Well, you know what time of the week it is. It is a Sunday. It is the morning wherever I am. And who knows what time it is where you are. It would be very interesting to know what time zones people are when they listen to this. Let me know below if you are listening. Please let me know what times you listen. And then maybe I can adjust to make sure they come out according to those times. Anyway, welcome to Budget Your Energy, B.Y.E. Budget Your Energy, the place where we say goodbye to inefficiency, and really just me speaking about my experiences, some things that I've been through, and how I either have dealt with them or how I wished I had dealt with them, or lessons I've learned in between. And yeah, this one for today, it's really not about a topic or a specific thing that I want to talk about. I am just kind of improvising this one, just going to let it be as free as it can be, and then we will see where it will take me and you. So yeah, I think one thing that I have been thinking about this week quite a lot is that the only thing constant is change. It's something I've written about, it's something I've thought about, and I'm not only talking, during COVID we all realized, okay, change is constant, you have to make a plan, you have to adjust, you have to keep moving. There's a fantastic podcast called Pivot, and it's these ex-NFL players, retired NFL players, really humble, down to earth, really cool guys. One guy's a little bit wacky, but he makes the dynamic is interesting, and and one thing they always say is, when you're playing a game or competing or doing anything worth doing, it's really about the fact that you get tackled by adversity, right? Something will tackle you, something will put you down, something will stop you getting to where you want to be. And then you have the choice to make of what you want to do next. I think it is very interesting that, number one, do you just lie down and let life and adversity carry on rolling over you? Do you think that it is a time where you have to think and make a plan? Do you have all the time in the world to make a plan, or do you have to react quickly? Do you have to get things done? And the way they described it I'm from South Africa, we don't play football like that. Football is soccer, but anyway, they were talking about, for American football and the game, and it's, maybe in a rugby state it's the same, but, you get hit, you get tackled, your plan was to go to the goal line with the ball and score. You get tackled, whatever happens, you're on the floor, the ball's with you or not you, but then you have a choice. You've got to get up, you've got to pivot, you've got to make a move in order to carry on moving forward. Even if you have a setback, as I will say in life terms, something a mentor of mine always used to say, life's about the cha-cha, one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back. It's not just this, this constant move of positive direction, but so going back, now you've got a choice to make. You've been hit with adversity. You don't want to get off the field. You don't want to stop playing this game that we call life. You don't want to get benched. You don't want to get subs. You want to carry on playing. You want to score. You want to ensure that the goal that you or the team or whatever it may be has in mind gets achieved. So very quickly you make a solution. You figure out how to get back up, how to get possession, and how to carry on going towards the goal. And that's what we should be doing in life. I myself have had many times. I think when I lived in Dubai, there was 2 or 3 times where I went from what I thought was, I always say, like hero to zero. I really did have, everything was just going smooth, and I was calm and confident, and then boom, complete 180, complete other side of the story. And then, you figure out a way, you learn, you put things in place, you take inventory of life, you take inventory of your energy, you take inventory of your capability and your lessons learned, and then you put a plan together. And you put a plan together in order to figure out what's next, where you're going to go, how you're going to answer, how you're going to come back, how you're going to enjoy the cha-cha. And then you recover, and then you start making strong moves, and again life's like bam, take back. And then sometimes you get in the state where you're like, oh, this is tough, and why do I keep pushing so hard if I keep going back? And I think the point I'm trying to get to is you're not going backwards. Like, a lot of times people would see the change or whatever it is as a failure, but from what I've been listening to and what I believe now due to life experience is that these are lessons learned. They're not failures. I think the failure would be, number one, if you stop trying or stop moving. I think another big failure could be if you make the same mistake constantly. And I don't say twice, because I think certain things people do more than once. But if you keep making that same mistake, I think that's considered failing, because then you're not taking the lesson that life is giving you, learning and moving forward. You're allowing it to dictate what happens. And there's a couple of points here. Like, number one, once you realize that the only thing constant is change, then when you get adversity or you have to deal with an issue or something that's gone on and happened in your life, you're not surprised, so maybe you're surprised, but you're not angry at the fact. You're not disappointed at the fact. You're not discouraged at the fact or the incident that something has happened to you. Because you have it in mind. You have a contingency plan in your head, or you have a concept of coming back and being okay and surviving and having had this plus the lesson, therefore maybe it's a new opportunity, maybe it's a new situation that you have to deal with, maybe it's a new lesson to learn, maybe it's a door that you would never have walked through if you were busy on the path that you're on now. So going back to it, the only thing constant is change will show you that it is okay. Not only is it okay, it is natural. It's gonna happen more often than you might want, but when you are not surprised by it, for example, going back to rugby and American football, you are going to get tackled. I do not know of any player in those sports and in many that have never been tackled. Floyd Mayweather maybe has had the least hits, and pretty boy as he says on his face, but he will get punched. You are not going to enter these games and think that side of the game is not going to affect you. And it's the same with life. You will have to dodge. You will have something of, I'll say adversity just to keep it broad, will come up and happen to you. So don't think that it's that special and untouchable that it's not going to happen. Anticipate it. Know it's going to come. Have ideas of how things can change. Be okay with change. Be okay with adapting. Be okay with pushing yourself to be better. Because with that in mind, you're going to worry less about the future and less about what could happen and less about all the things that scare you and worry you, or the people's disappointment and if you might fail. What would you think about yourself? That's more interesting. If I try something, I try this podcast, and in 5 years' time I have 4 listeners, that is a failure to some people if they think that all I'm trying to do is get listeners. But I'm also using this as an experience to learn and to talk and to be comfortable in this environment, or not have any scripts, so that I can do this, be accountable, achieve that goal of it, and then carry it on into my life. There is no failure. I judge myself. I choose if my experience is a failure or not. And I'm not trying to be a happy-go-lucky, positive bumblebee. I'm trying to be real with it. Of course, it sucks when adversity happens. When you're on the rugby field and you've got the quickest sidestep in the game and nothing but handles, and you have a body as skinny as me, and then you get hit by some absolute tank of a human, and he hits you in the ribs, and you just go down. It sucks. It hurts. Trust me, I know. But then there's a choice to be made. Then there's a decision, there's a reaction. that needs to come through? Do you let life, or do you let that guy walk all over you and hit you over and over and over again? Because once you are seen as that weakling, every time you get the ball, boom, that guy's going to be there. Guy, girl, whatever. But they're going to be there. Life is going to be there. It's going to hit you again. Or do you understand that if you catch the ball in life terms as well, if you catch the ball in a certain way and you put yourself in a position that you have been in before that has not worked out for you, you will get the same result. They always say, if you want something different, don't keep doing things the same way. And I constantly talk about this, is that Robert Downey Jr. said in a podcast with Joe Rogan, he said, he started becoming the most successful and better version of himself when he got out of his own way. And I truly believe that sometimes we forget how many people are on this planet, how many moving parts there are in life and universe. And we think, and I'm going to talk about myself, I really spent a lot of my 20s thinking, why is life doing this to me? Or I'm doing, I'm putting my head down, I'm working, I'm doing so well. Why am I now getting this adversity that I have to deal with? And when we don't think we're that special, and I'll say that special, everyone's special, and big hug to you through the phone, happy days, we're all special, but we're not so special that we are excused from the realities of life, and excused from the realities of adversity, and excused from all the things that are going to teach us and toughen us up. And I guess what I really want to put across is that when you are comfortable in that space, when you are aware that your 5-year plan might change, when you are aware that your 2-week plan might change, might not, but that option is there, you become more present in this moment. You become more able to live in the now because you're not so worried. And that's a great place to be. And I also have experienced people that have lived very sheltered lives, and how they then have come into a real life situation and maybe not been able to handle it as well because they don't have the tools, or they haven't been equipped with the ability to really and truly keep walking. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I really want people to succeed. I want myself to succeed. I want us to learn and to grow and to share on things like this. And yeah, there's a lot more behind adversity than trouble. Again, if you go back to a sports analogy, when you are dealt with adversity, for example, I play a lot of paddle, right? And I'll play against someone, let's say someone which has actually happened in the past week. I play against someone that's played in Spain for about 15-20 years. I've only played for one. And when I play against this person, they are playing in a way that I am not used to. They are playing in a way that I have not had to deal with before. But I still won that match. And why did I win that match? Is because I saw that something was different. It got me once or twice, if it was off a wall or a fence or soft or hard or whatever it was. And then I took that information, made a solution, and then I cut that part out of their game moving forward, because I now have the information or the tools or the ability to see this adversity that I haven't before. I'm aware of it, and now when it comes again, I know how to handle it, and then I know how to keep on moving. And yeah, this is not a conversation about a budget or much but it is about how to use your energy. So for example, like I say, the only thing constant is change. Be present in your moment and realize that when this adversity comes and hits you, you can use all your energy to complain or to feel sorry for yourself or to wish on a better day, or you can bring your energy in and use it on how to learn, how to take some time off the phone and and process the information, process the process, compute, use your energy to understand your environment or your situation, and then use what energy is left to make a solution. And then once you find that solution, maybe not the ideal solution, but something that works for you, once you find that, then you are able to gain energy through triumph, through being triumphant in overcoming that situation, for being confident in understanding that that situation is no longer an adversity, it's only a part of your history. It is no longer an obstacle. You've grown past it, you've walked past it, it shall not come. If it does arrive in the future along this path, you'll be fine, because you understand how to deal with it. So that energy that you will receive from there is strength, it's confidence, is happiness, is peace. And I think that is the beauty of adversity. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Keep it nice and simple for this episode. I do want to say thank you to everyone that chimes in and people that have reached out. It's episode 4 now. People that have reached out, giving me opinions, people that have given me constructive feedback, people that have given me virtual high fives, and also, as I say, things to work on. I just want to let you know that I really, really, really appreciate it. I did not expect some of these people that have reached out to reach out, and I'm so grateful. And I do ask that if you have an opinion, I would love to understand or know or hear or listen. And there were certain people, that it's just invaluable. And thank you. And on that note, as I say, please feel free to subscribe for free. In the description below, you will see links to Substack and Medium blogs. The blogs are a little bit further ahead than the podcast, about a year actually. There's also Instagram, Budget Your Energy. I'm trying to, move this around. Got onto TikTok. I'm not too sure how to do all of that. It's a lot to manage. As I say, I only have this much energy, so to put that much into moving social media and stuff, I'm trying. But definitely focus on the writing of the blog and this YouTube/Spotify or Apple podcast. And then from there, I'm able to slice this stuff up and move it into different places. But yeah, as I said, I only have so many hours in a day and so much energy inside of me. So yeah, trying to find out how to make that more efficient. But yes, I will end off here. Again, thank you for the support. My gratitude is my attitude towards you. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Budget Your Energy, and goodbye for now.